with our Core at Home live virtual event, which was absolutely incredible right here in this space right now at the Human Communications Institute. And I wanted to just jump on and challenge you with a very specific question. I want to talk about what's going on in the world. I want to talk about what's happening. And I want to challenge you with your way of thinking that could be occurring right now. So as you're jumping on, announce yourself. Let me know you're here. You definitely want to give it a like, give it a love. Let us know you're here. Also, put an @ sign and grab somebody you care about. Tell them to hear this. A very, very important message, because I want to pick up where I left off a couple of weeks ago with the concept of influence. And I want to phrase and literally lay this out to everyone in the world. We're in a spot right now in the world where either they decide how you think or you're going to decide how you think. And influence is a big, big piece of the puzzle. So give me a yo, a hello, I'm here. Give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to take about 8 minutes, 9 minutes right now. Big, big, big Facebook Live I'm excited about. I just finished speaking. My voice is wherever it is. We did a half-day event here today, here in the Institute, and I talked about influence for quite a bit. This is the setup we had. We did an incredible event, and I want to make certain to just jump on with you guys and share a little bit. We talked about influence for the last couple of hours, and the big question I got to ask for all of you is, how influential are you being in your life with what's going on, and what type of influence are you being in your life? And this is a big question I'm about to ask in a minute. So as you're jumping on, do announce yourself. Let me know you're here. Stick this out 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I have a few things I want to share with you, a couple big announcements that I want to make, and you'll definitely want to share this afterwards with people you care about. If you're not watching this inside of the Average Sucks community, we'll post the fan page down below so you can share with people you care about. So if you're inside the group, I'm going to post the fan page so you guys can grab a link to this as well to share with people that matter to you in your life. So let me get at it right now. In anything that I share that strikes a chord with you, I'm going to encourage you. This is the way it works. Give me a yes, I'm here. I got it. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Give me a love, because I want to wake up the internet right now on a couple things right now. We are, as human beings, massively, massively being influenced right now. And the reason I'm telling you that, I have no political agenda right now. I have no agenda when it comes to talking about medical stuff right now. But I do want to tell you that influence is all around us at an all-time high. And the question I asked a few seconds ago that I'm going to ask you right now is a very, very simple question: is how are you using influence in your life? And what are you using to influence other people? And what I mean by that is everyone's looking for answers. And I'm gonna tell you, receptacles are open on people's brains right now. I call friends back and forth all the time. Like, you got any answers? You got any answers? Like, nobody has answers. So people are looking for, like, what's going on? What do we do? What happens? And my question for you is, are you adding to the challenge, doing this to make this world a place that it currently is? And I'm going to challenge you to think about that question right now. Are you really working to make it better? And one of the things I remember learning as a kid, if somebody gives you gossip and somebody gives you crap and somebody gives you a negative message and somebody gives you fear, you have two abilities to do in that moment. One is you can put it down, step on it, you can get rid of it. You don't want to get it on your shoe and you can wipe it off. Alternatively is you can say, I don't want that, and you hand it to somebody else. I believe we're living in a world right now, we're doing a big major handoff. And it's a major influence handoff that we're doing, is we're influencing other people and they're losing. And the reason is like, what is your influence being used for? So right here in this room a couple minutes ago, we talked about influence during Core. And if you're not familiar with our material, I'll definitely tell you, if you've never worked with me before, I got a call to action program absolutely free next week, and I would love to work with you. Got a phone call coming up, and I'd love to work with all of you. All you have to do is go to calltoactiontime.com. And when you go to calltoactiontime.com, it's absolutely free. You get an opportunity to work directly with me for 5 days, kicking your butt, holding your hand, helping you, but really to work on you becoming a person of influence. People come to me all the time and they're like, Michael, will you show me how to influence people? And then my answer back to them is, sure, I'll show you how to influence people. But the question is, what influence do you have over yourself? And I want to really get you to think about that right now, is what are you using your influence for in this world? Because every one of us has influence. You've got influence. I've got influence. And the question is, what are you using it for? I see Nancy here right now. I see Joyce. I see Yasmin that's watching right now. I see other people on Facebook. And the reason I'm questioning this right now is the only thing that is going to get us out of the situation when everybody's looking for leadership right now. What I'm looking for is people to show up. And what I mean by show up is show up as themselves. Show up as more of yourself. Show up as a bigger piece of you. This whole brand Average Sucks, and our brand new book that we have out, Average Sucks, couldn't have come out at a better time. This is big. And it's not for me to promote my book right now. There's no money in books, but I'm telling you, we had to order 5,000 more books because They're getting off the shelves. These things are gone. We had our publisher call and like, we need more books. And the biggest reason why is people are loving this right now because you get it at averagesucks.com. The reason why I want you to read this book sooner than later is most people in this world right now are looking for solutions outside of themselves. They're looking for someone to give them the answer, someone to save the day, someone to solve it. And I'm going to look at you right now and I'm going to say the same thing. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save you. What's going to happen is we need to run our lives more effectively as human beings. And I believe as responsible human beings, we need to find ways to make ourselves be more of ourselves. The whole point of Average Sucks is not I'm better than you. The point of Average Sucks is how do you raise your average as a human being? How do you become more of yourself? We're living in a world right now where people are waiting for people to tell them what to do. You're getting solutions and answers from others. But the question is, who are you getting them from? Who are these people that are sharing with you online? You're giving so much credit for other people. You never even met them before. But how much credit are you giving for yourself? Your own way of thinking, your own way of living your life, the own stuff that matters to you in this world. So I just want to challenge all of you as you're watching this right now to question your own influence right now and ask yourself, how much are you influencing you versus being influenced by others? It's a big question to ask. And I want you to really ask yourself that question. Hello, Virginia. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. And this is the question I got to ask. How much are you influencing yourself versus allowing yourself to be influenced? And based on that proportion of how that works is based on how your life works the way you want it to work. And there's a very interesting line we have. I'm not saying don't trust people. I'm not saying don't listen to people. I'm not saying someone's out to get you. But what I am saying to you is we've got to raise the level on how much you're willing to influence yourself to get the changes you're looking in your life. Because if you want to raise your family, in a way, you got kids. I got daughters, and I got people that look up to me in this world, and people looking to me for answers. And I realized only one thing I could do right now, be the best version of myself. Everything other than that, I cannot do. I cannot control. I cannot control everything that's going on out there. It's a big fight to take on. It's a big challenge to deal with. But the one thing you can take on is you being the best version of you. So I'm going to just ask all of you a question. Going into your weekend, you got options. The things you're posting online, are they there to make a difference? You don't have to be positive about everything you post, but are you perpetuating more of the problem? Are you sending on texts you don't need to send? Are you having conversations you don't need to have? The world's got enough negativity and fear. We don't need having more discussions about it. There's enough people worried about what's going on. There's nothing wrong with talking about other stuff right now. What's going on in people's lives? When's the last time you called someone and didn't get into Corona or didn't get into the problems and ask people about masks and different things? When's the last time you checked in on somebody and asked how their day was going? When's the last time you checked in on somebody and asked what they're reading? When's the last time you bought a book or something and you recommended a book to somebody and said, hey, I bought this for you. I think this will open up your mind. There's a lot of negative stuff out there in the world. I got this for you, and I think it'll help you make a difference. This is the question I have for all of you, is because influence is one of those things that you either take it or you leave it. You're either being influenced or you're influencing other people. The choice is yours. Which is it going to be? And you may be saying, Michael, but I'm really not really much of an influential person. You know, who's going to look up to me? You start with yourself, and you start really learning how to influence yourself to do the things you say you're going to do. One of the things I said in a leadership meeting this morning, I said, you want to know the secret to leadership? It's one very simple thing. It's the first step in influence, and the first step in leadership is what great leaders do is they follow through on the small promises. And the reason why, I'm going to ask you to post that down below. You want to influence yourself, follow through on the small things. What I mean by that is little stuff out there in the world. I said it a few months ago, 9 minutes a day of media, 9 minutes a day. The problem is it's following you everywhere. 9 minutes a day. If not, nothing happens. So here's all I'm going to ask you to do as you're watching this right now and you're thinking about this right now. Who's the most influential person in your life? Just think about that. Maybe you can put it down below. Who is the most influential person in your life? I'd love to see it. I'm going to read them off as you post it. Come on, right now, post it down below. Who is the most influential person that you listen to in the world? It is not a trick question. Who is it? Put it down below. My wife is one of the most influential people in the world. To me, write it down below. Who is the person that is one of the most influential people? I want to see it down below, and I want you to type. I know your fingers work, and I know you can do it. I want to see it. Who's the most influential person in your life? Put it down below. And while you're answering that question right now, are we able to scroll so I can see that? Okay, who's the most influential person? Jordan's an influential person. Myself, somebody says. Corinne, somebody says. My sister, somebody says. Very good. All of these things are wonderful. These are very influential people. I'm sure they're wonderful people. And you might even want to add them to this and say, like you mentioned Jordan. I was at lunch with Jordan the other day. At Jordan Adler. Let him know that we're talking about him right now. We're going to talk about him. My success coach, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis, for being an incredible coach. I'm glad you're being that. But here's the problem. One person answered themselves. The other person said me. I'm going to tell you, before you allow someone else to influence you, you've got to figure out how to influence yourself. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the first things we need to really influence ourselves is, and ask ourselves this question is, where do we stand right now in life? Who are you? What are you made of? What is your life really about? So if I were to ask you this magic question, if we were in the middle of a pandemic, if we were in the middle of a political thing going on right now, if we were in the middle of all this stuff going on, who would be influencing you? And what would your life be about? Think about the question. What would your life be about if this stuff wasn't going on right now? And I'd love you to maybe answer the question. What would your life be about? We're not dealing with this right now. It's January all over again. What's your life about? And in the answer is something amazing. What would your life be about if this thing wasn't going on right now? The world wasn't doing what it's doing. It's a big question to ask. I think back to January. Big thing my life was about helping people, getting my book out, doing some things, running our business. Now my life's about something different. The biggest influence I can do is how many people can I get to believe in themselves? How many people can I get to realize the power of their own influence? How many people can I get to accept that communication is the most underdeveloped and underutilized asset we have to assist ourselves to get where we want to go? And I realized that I'm influencing myself on a regular basis. So I'm going to ask you that question. If this whole thing wasn't going on right now, what would your life be about? And in that answer, in that very, very specific answer that I have for you right now, nothing's changed. The outside circumstances have changed, but nobody told you have to feel different about yourself. If you want to feel fear, you choose to feel fear. You choose to let them influence you. If you want to be scared, you choose to be scared. I'm not saying it's not scary, and I'm not saying there's not fear. But what I am saying is you've got to have your responsibility in this matter right now. And you've got to realize that a couple of months ago, things were different and you were feeling different. Outside circumstances do not have to dictate how you feel about yourself. Yes, we have challenges. Yes, there's things going on. But the question is, what influence are you going to make things better? There's issues in the world. What are you doing right now to make it better in your world? Not the world, your world. And I'm going to tell you, stop worrying about the world until you get your own house in order. I'm going to give you a challenge this weekend. It's Father's Day coming up. Start working on getting more of your house in order. Can't fix it all, can't make it all perfect. It's a closet you can clean out, a conversation you can have with yourself, a book you can read, something you can do going to this weekend. If you feel this is a message somebody needs to hear, two things I'm going to encourage you to do. Give it a like and give it a share. And put a hashtag down below, maybe hashtag something at somebody and let them know about it. If you think somebody needs to hear what I just said. I'm also going to ask you the question to post it down below. This weekend, what will you do to clean up and influence your life to make it better? That's all I got to ask. Very simple. I think of that task and I think, oh my God, I got so much to do. One thing to make a difference. It's where we start off on call to action, taking care of little things in your life. If you haven't shared or taken call to action yet, again, calltoactiontime.com. I'm giving away the program to anybody who wants to make a difference in their life. $600 program I want to give you as a gift. Anybody who wants to take it. If you've taken it, find somebody right now that you care about. Use your influence to help them take that program. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you've been watching this for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, anything resonated with you, here's what I recommend you do. Go to the share button right now. Share what it is you're watching. Let somebody know that this exists. Because here's the alternative. Negative news, negative Facebook, Instagram posts, wishes and dreams, rather than somebody saying what people need to hear. Highly recommend getting the book. And the reason why is give yourself something to read, give yourself something to do if you want to get yourself to change. So you got the weekend. And years ago I said, why do you call it a weekend? Nothing weak about it. It's 3 days. Call it strong. Call it what it is. Use it to your advantage and get yourself to grow if you want to make a difference in your life. So I want to thank all of you. Thank you for watching this for a couple minutes. I appreciate all of you. I just came out of event mode. I wanted to jump on and just share a couple things with you. Just wanted to remind you, because I care about you, you got more power than you realize. You're more influential than you know. People love you and care about you. People listen to you. Don't feed them shit they shouldn't be eating. Don't be negative when you don't need to be. Give them the goods, share something positive, and together we're going to make a huge difference in this world. You feel this makes a change? Share it with somebody. Catch you guys soon. And if you haven't shared call to action with somebody, calltoactiontime.com. I want to thank all of you. And remember, Average sucks. It is not a book. Yes, it is a book. It is not just a shirt. It's not a logo. It's a statement. It's a way of living. Don't be average. Play big. Accept all of you and finally get the life you want. Share and care. Talk to you guys soon. Kill it.